So now I'm gonna build a lead generation tool for cold sales outreach as part of the cold sales process. This lead generation tool helps us to scrape and find our ICP, ideal customer, from the internet using a tool called Apify and its actors based on keywords. I will show you where that keywords can be put in. You will see soon. And I don't want to waste more time. Let's jump right into it. The automation uses a manual trigger that we're gonna use to hit off manually. The edit fields contains the Apify task ID and the token that's gonna use to authenticate our HTTP request. In the HTTP request, we're gonna use those added preset data to run our actor. We're gonna run a synced instance and then wait for the data set. This is a synchronous HTTP request, which means that it's gonna wait till it finishes, and then we're gonna get the data set right away in our automation, which is gonna go through this code node, and you're gonna use this short code which is gonna clean up our phone and email information, and then it's gonna save it to a Google Sheets document. And now I'm gonna build it up from zero. So I'm gonna delete this one. Yep, it's totally empty. We're gonna put that manual trigger here as a first step. Then we're gonna go and use an edit field set where we just call it API task ID and the API token. I'm just gonna copy these values from the as a save task. I have it prepared here. This is gonna be the Apify actor that we're gonna use. I prepared it with pre-filled data here. My ICP is accountant, and everything that is related to accountancy, like bookkeeper and bookkeeping, payroll, these are the keywords. Here in the right top corner under API, I look up the API endpoints, and there are many choices we could use. For this time we're gonna use the run task synchronously and get the dataset items. It's a post method. We're gonna copy this endpoint and we're gonna go back to our n8n instance. Here I'm gonna pre-fill it in a second. I'm gonna fill it up actually. So I'm gonna open the HTTP request, and just what I copied out here, I will put it to the URL. I copy out the API key, which is going to the token value, and then I'm gonna copy the task ID. It's still the run sync part. I'm gonna copy it here, and then I'm gonna exchange these. Task run. And because I'm lazy, I'm gonna run this up to this point. AOK form. Okay, something is wrong with this now. And then I'm gonna use up this data to actually put it in here, the task ID, to copy it down here, and then the token. Be careful that you don't forget any extra spaces in there, so it's not gonna fail in an error. And this is set up now. We could run down our preset Apify task, but before running it down, we can also change it using JSON, because this preset manual task it's gonna run down with these data. But if we copy out this JSON data, we will be able, you can see our keywords here, we will be able to use it up in n8n and set it up with hand from the automation. So like we asked to send the body, we change it to use to JSON, we copy this in here, and basically if we want to, we can also add in extra keywords on change the keywords to use it dynamically. And then in the next step we add the code node, which is gonna be responsible to clean up our data. We are mainly focusing to phone and email addresses here, and I have a preset code that I use to write it with ChatGPT, so I'm just gonna copy it in. It's basically taking all the data from the input, copying it, but checking for a phone number, replacing it to digits and the plus sign, and it's taking the first email address it's gonna find, and it's gonna replace it, or if it doesn't find it's an empty string, it's gonna put it to lowercase, and then it's gonna trim out all the extra spaces from there. And as a last step, we open up our Google Sheets. We will append the row into the sheet. We choose our credentials here. Append row. From the list we choose the cold sales and the lead generation sheet. And then we can ask to map automatically, but we can ask to map manually. This is an empty sheet, and here are 4 columns that it recognized. These are the 4. It's just, you can see it's a totally empty sheet. And we're gonna run down this code till this point. For some reason it's throwing errors now. Requested could be not found. There is no, did you specify act. Okay, we're gonna check on the API endpoint. Actor tasks. We copy it out. Maybe I messed it up. I will open it up here. Actor tasks. Possibly this was miswritten. Yes. So we can execute it again. And for some reason it's not. Because we have to use a post method actually, but it looks like it started off the task. Here in the runs we can see that it's running, it's starting the crawler, already working and collecting the information. If we go in, we can see that it's already found 9 results. It's collecting the information and it's finishing when it reaches 10 results, and then gonna come back with our results and we can move on. Okay, so it's finished. We can go back to the n8n workflow. We can see that we got the information that we are looking for. We can pin this data so it doesn't have to run it again. And about Apify, it's a platform with $5 free usage every month, and some of the actors like this one could be easily used on a free tier. So from here on we go over to the code node, we execute this step. It gives us some problems for some reason, but I run it again and it ran down. Now we come over to fill up the missing information for the Google Sheets. I put in the title of the company, I use the phone number that we corrected, and down here we can find the email address. It used the emails field, but it created us the email field with 1 email address. And we can also add at the website here. I'm gonna find it fastly. Here is the website data. Boom. And we execute this step. For some reason it doesn't wanna run for the first time, but the second time it's gonna run down. And we get our data filled up into our Google Sheets. Here you go. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel. I like this video if you liked what you see. So thank you.